he made another video. What is wrong with this nigga, man? Look, how Dr. Chow Gaming Skyrim ray tracing is fake and janky. Who? Who is he making these videos for? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, why is this dude putting in so much effort into about me? Like, he puts more effort into making videos about me than he's doing his own Skyrim content, his own channel. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see what this idiot's saying now. Let me guess. Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about how fake and janky the ray tracing of Dr. Chow Gaming is. For those of you who don't know who Dr. Chow Gaming is, he is...
Let me guess. He's going to show the 3 profile. I already know. Like, I haven't even watched this shit. And I already know how this is going to go. Because he does it in every video. I don't know why. So, who is Dr. Chow Gaming? It's going to show the 3 profiles of mine. And then at some point he's going to show my Zelda Tears of the Kingdom video where I made Link black. I don't understand what his fixation is about that particular video, but I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Is a Facebook.
Yep. This guy's... He likes to spend an awful lot of time looking at me with my shirt off. I know that. It's getting kind of weird, bro.
And YouTube Skyrim content creator.
I'm not a YouTube Skyrim content creator. Here's my channel. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of stuff other than Skyrim on here. I got Metal Gear Solid, Spider-Man, Ninja Gaiden, Blade and Soul, Sengoku, Dragon Ball, Wildlife, Ghost of Tsushima, Helldivers, Phantasy Star Universe, Assassin's Creed, Starfield, Free Space 2, Zelda, Subnautica, another Zelda game, Wulong Final Destiny, Monster Hunter. Like, I'm not a Skyrim content creator. I have way more stuff on my channel than Skyrim. Skyrim's not the only thing in the world. Like, it's not my world like it is yours, bud. But anyways, continue.
But is first and foremost a troll. How do I know that? It's because right now he's trolling. He has just trolled my post, which I made a day ago.
Again, I'm trolling him. He does the exact same thing to me. I've already showed in my last video. I'm not going to go through all that. If you want to check the last video, go ahead. He goes to all my shorts and posts 5,000 subs and only blah 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 views and all this stupid. He does it over and over again. He copy and pastes it on all my stuff, so he's not innocent. He's just getting what he's dishing out, that's all.
And here he says fake ray tracing.
Yeah, it's fake.
And so it's time
Fake. Ray tracing shader, that's fake. It's not real ray tracing.
to rebut his claims. Okay?
It's not
In
ray tracing.
another video I made 2 months ago, he says there is no ray tracing for Skyrim.
What the fuck? Did he just have a seizure?
8K. There is no ray tracing for Skyrim. 8K textures. This
What the fuck?
sing.
You okay,
He
bud?
says there is no ray tracing for Skyrim. 8K textures. This look very close to vanilla text. 8K. There is no ray tracing for Skyrim. 8K textures. This look very close to vanilla textures. Notice the 3rd grade spelling of this epileptic man-child.
I'm epileptic. It just sounded like you took 2 seizures right there, bud.
Who presumably drools and breathes through his mouth as well.
What?
Okay, so let's get to know Dr. Chow Gaming better.
Beta.
Now, if you're going to go to his channel, just click on this link here, 360 edub, and you will be on his channel. Okay, so let's take a look at one of his
See, like, didn't I tell you he was? Didn't I tell you he was gonna show this Zelda video? I don't understand, but like, I need you to explain to me every single video you keep specifically pointing out this video. Like, is there something wrong with me making Link black? Like, I'm black, I can't make Link black. What's wrong with this? I don't understand why you keep showing this specific clip every time.
videos and see
Link's
who
black.
Dr. Chow really is. Let's enlarge this.
Link's black.
My black son! My black son! Now each day my heart is getting bigger!
Alright, so take note of
Of what? Of the nostrils and the facial hair.
Dr. Chow Gaming's features. First of all,
So yeah,
the cap.
the cap of his balding alopecia, because like
Second,
he's just because of his steroid-induced alopecia.
the distinctive eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Third, the glasses. Fourth, the facial hair. And last, the nostrils. That is Dr. Chow Gaming.
I don't understand.
Now, since I have mentioned that Dr. Chow is a troll who attacks the Skyrim content of other gamers on
No, not. I don't attack the other content of Skyrim gamers. We've been just going back with each other. Just you, bud. Stop trying to play victim and make it seem like this is an ongoing issue with other people of Skyrim. No, it's just me and you. Stop acting like an idiot.
Facebook and YouTube. He uses 3 dummy accounts.
They're not dummy accounts, like I said before. These two are. This is my like more friendly, friend and family friendly oriented profile because my family members and friends rather not see me with my shirt off. So my friends and family are on this one. These two were mostly like for more of a broader social aspect. AKA, there's a lot of women on them, and sometimes one would get banned, so I'd add another or put in Facebook jail for like an inappropriate post, or maybe Facebook thought that my photo was a little bit too revealing, and they put me in Facebook jail for like 2 days. So I had a backup one. That's why they're there. All these accounts are like 7, 8 years old. They're not dummy accounts.
On Facebook to do his dirty deeds. Now, these 3 troll accounts
He likes looking at my shit.
are named Ellsworth Bottomley, which incidentally is his real name. Secondly, Scotian Love, which recently he made his attack dog since the first one was banned in many groups.
None of these. He likes to say that these were banned from groups. None of these were banned from any Facebook groups. They were all in random ones, so I couldn't keep track of what was posted where and when. So I removed all of these from all the Skyrim groups, and I created the Dr. Chow Gaming Facebook account specifically to have all of those groups on one profile. That's why that's there.
And last, Gentleman Fletcher.
On top of that, I've got lots of photos and screenshots of his profiles being banned. I've even had admins send me photos of them banning him. So he has nothing. He has no photos or any kind of screenshots showing these profiles being banned anywheres because they weren't banned anywheres. But in one of my previous videos, I've got lots of photos I've shown and videos of his account being removed and banned from almost pretty much all the major groups. He has nothing showing that I've been banned from anything because I haven't been banned from anything.
Which presumably he will use once the second one has been banned.
And he's been saying that for like a year now, and this one hasn't gotten banned yet, so that just shows you that I'm not getting banned from anything, bud.
Now let's take a look at their features.
You don't need to take a look at the features. It's clearly me. Like, what the fuck is wrong
Again,
with this
take
guy?
note of the cap, the distinctive eyebrows, the glasses, the facial hair, and the nostrils. Let's take a look at Ellsworth Bottomley, his real name account. So take note of the cap, the distinctive eyebrows, the glasses, the nostrils, and the facial hair.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck about
Here
any of
you can
this.
see everything but the glasses. Notice that Dr. Chow Gaming likes to show off his ripped bod.
He's spending a little too much time looking at it, bud. Kind of creeping me out now.
And wears a cap because getting those ripped abs caused him to have alopecia, which he hides with a cap.
What? How does working out make you go bald? It's hereditary, you dummy. All the men in my family are fucking bald. And actually, I did pretty well for myself because I didn't start going bald till I was like 29. All the other guys in my family went bald at like 18, 19. So I think I did pretty good. I don't hide it. I'm not afraid of showing that I have no hair on my head. It's just a lot of time it takes too long to shave, or I haven't shaved it, so it's a bit messy, so I wear a hat.
Okay, so that is Dr. Chow Gaming. If you really want to know if Dr. Chow is a real person, who Dr. Chow is in real life.
What do you
all
mean?
you
Of
have
course
to
I'm a
do
real person.
is
I'm fucking reacting to your video, and you've been arguing with me back and forth for like 2 years now. Who
type Ellsworth
cares?
Bottomley on the Google search bar. There you go. Go to images.
Hold on now.
On the Google search bar. There you go.
The internet trolled us. Oh shit, that's what pops up when you Google me now. That's hilarious. Made a new character not new to the game. What?
Go to images and click.
This is hilarious. So Keats, as you can see, it says black statue allegedly lynched. This is from a former job I used to work at where they actually took this statue here, and it was white, and they painted it black, and then they painted blackface on it, and then they took some tape, and they rolled it up into a rope and wrapped it around its neck and hung it in the window for me to walk in and see. So that's what this is. They did this to me. Like the company I worked for did this to me.
On this link, the first link that you see.
So it was in the news. This was a news article that he's
And
pulling up
here
right now.
you will see an article relating to Ellsworth Bottomley. Okay, so let's get rid of the ad there. And that is Ellsworth.
Sheesh, I was young
Take
here. I was
note
like
of the
24, 25.
distinctive
Psijic Par. Ooh, look at this. Psijic Par. Par Oliver. So that is your real name. Okay, what's going on, Par Oliver? So that actually is your real name.
eyebrows.
Par
Eyebrows,
Oliver.
the
I might be able to dig into that. Actually,
glasses,
should be live
the
for that.
nostrils, and the facial hair. This time he doesn't wear a cap to hide his alopecia.
I don't need to wear a cap. Look at my fucking hairline. My hairline's perfect. I wasn't going bald here. What do you mean? I'm not.
So that's that.
This is
Now
like
let's
fucking
go
10,
to
12
Dr.
years
Chow,
ago.
How Dr. Chow has trolled me
Has trolled me.
in my posts. Okay then. First of all, let's discuss what ray tracing is, since
A ray tracing shader is not ray tracing. Shut the f up. It's not ray tracing. You can explain what ray tracing is all you want. This is not ray tracing. A ray tracing shader is not ray tracing.
Dr. Chow is very keen on telling me that there is no ray tracing for Skyrim. Okay, so for those of you who have watched videos of ray traced games, I'm sure you have
Yes, ray traced games. Games that are specifically made with ray tracing built into the game and its lighting. Skyrim does not. Oh,
A
no, no.
clear idea of how
This
it
dude is the
works. For
most
those who are new to the
delusional.
concept, ray tracing in a nutshell is how light interacts with objects and with space. So ray tracing should be able to give you an impression of how light is.
Ray tracing is its own technology. Just because you're using a mod that allows light to reflect off of something else does not make it ray tracing. It's not using the actual patented ray tracing technology. It's not ray tracing. Ray tracing, the video developer, ray tracing is a rendered technique that can realistically simulate the lighting and scenes of an object by, and obviously can't continue, but it's not ray tracing. What you're using is a shader. That's not ray tracing.
Accurately rendered in 3D space and in its interactions with objects.
There's lots of games that have lighting that can bounce off of objects and show its colors on other objects from it, the light bouncing from one object to another, and it's not ray tracing. There's been games that have done that before ray tracing technology came out. Ray tracing, the ray tracing technology just does it better. But this is not ray tracing. You are not using ray tracing.
So space and objects, that means distance and intensity. So factors like the distance of the light to the object and the intensity of the light in a specific space. Light in
Sorry, kid
a
interrupted.
specific space. Another thing is that ray tracing concerns itself with tracing the paths of light rays from the viewer's perspective to create realistic images and effects. So ray tracing should actually give us a realistic impression of effect.
There's plenty of games that simulate this before ray tracing technology came out, but I'm sorry to tell you, but you using a ray tracing shader is not ray tracing.
Okay, in creating a 3D world. Okay, so these are the concepts that you need to know. Okay, tracing light, rendering objects, and evoking a 3D space. So let's now go to my video. Alright, so this video was made 2 months ago, and from the get-go you will see different sources of light. First of all, the candlelight here, the light of the brazier here, which emits a yellow color. So therefore the light here, the shading on the wooden structure here is kinda yellow. Okay, there's a second source of light, which is daylight, which of course comes from the sun. Now the light from the brazier impinges on the armor, as well as, and no less, the sunlight. Okay, so shiny armor is a good gear to use to see how light or rays are traced. So the yellow color is here, and the white sunlight, daylight, is seen here, and you can actually see the interplay of
Alright, sorry about that. I had to go do something.
both colors on the armor. Okay, so that is how the intensity of the light is rendered. Multiple light sources are rendered in ray tracing. Let's play this video. Okay, so notice the grades here, the gradations of the shades here. Okay, yellowish here. Okay, daylight here. And since the light reflects on the wooden structures, panels, the wooden...
How is the light, if it's broad daylight, how is the flame light reflecting onto this? Your game is just yellow, dude. That's just how your lighting is for everything. Your game is just yellow. How is the flame outdoing actual sunlight? How is it brighter than the actual sunlight to reach over here? This doesn't make sense. Shouldn't your sunlight be overpowering this surface here versus the flames light overpowering way over here in the middle of the day? That makes no sense.
Panels are yellowish.
Hold on. So then also, your sunlight here is the same color as the flame light you're claiming to be reflecting off of this. It's yellow. Your whole game is just yellow. That's just your game's natural lighting is just yellow. Like, your flame is supposed to be reflecting off of here as yellow, but your sunlight is coming here as yellow. So with your flame going around the bend, bending around to the roof, and then up here and here, everything's just fucking yellow, dude. This is just your game's natural lighting. Stop with your fake bullshit.
Okay, so there's a
And at the same time, look at your flames. Why isn't there any like shadows flickering from these flames if that's where your light's being cast from?
tinge of yellow on her skin.
Your character's skin is just yellow because this just your game's lighting itself is just yellow.
Because of course the machine would like to render the light from the brazier on the character's face.
No.
And note how
So you're trying to say that the sun or the flames light is reflecting off of here, and then it's reflecting off of here to your face to make it yellow. But if you look right here at this piece of armor, it's bright and it's not yellow, and that should be reflecting off your face as well. But yet your face is yellow, but you've got clear white light here and then yellow down here. And if you can see, the yellow is so-called reflecting at the bottom, at the underneath your character's breast, and then regular lighter light is on the top. So wouldn't the brighter light be shining on your face, making your face look more white than yellow? How is the light bending up around this, even though this is bright light and this down here is darker yellow, and somehow your face is yellow? It shouldn't be yellow. It should be brighter, if anything. You're full of shit. You're just full of shit.
the yellow flame, the color of the flame, also impinges on the horse statue
Dude
here.
is talking so much shit.
And the light, the daylight also interacts, impinges on the statue of the horse itself.
This is a load of horse shit, is what this is.
Okay, so we have turned this we've fast forwarded the time to the afternoon where the volumetric lighting.
So then why did the lighting from the flame change on your character's chest? This still should have stayed lit up from the flame. If we go back, see how it's lit up, and you've got light reflect. His characters didn't move, so the angle that his character's armor's facing didn't move. So the exact same, like how there's light right here, and then there's light just around the top of the breast. Why did that go away? And it changed. It changed. The lighting from the flame changed. Why? That's ray tracing? That should have stayed the same. This should have stayed the same type of illumination from here and here. This all changed.
Forwarded the time to the afternoon where the
The
volumetric
time of day changed how your lights, your flame in front of you's light is projecting. That should have stayed the same.
lighting has rendered the lighting has rendered afternoon lighting. As you can see,
lighting.
the flame, the color of the flame impinges on
It changed though. It didn't stay in the same spot. So this is just light reflecting from your sun onto your character.
the armor.
That's what
And
that
the
was.
daylight continues to impinge on the statue of the horse. Of course, the flame also has contributes to the illumination of the horse with its particular color. Notice the color of the tiles there, of the rocks, the ground rather,
Who's giving a fuck?
that
Who's
has
watching this
been
other than me?
hit by daylight. And for the parts that are not hit by daylight, you can see that ground being having the yellow color of the Brazil's flame. Okay, so notice the evocation of light sources here, yellow here. Okay, the gradation.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. So why is your flame light reaching this door, but why isn't right next to it being illuminated? What kind of ray tracing is that? This angle here, the flame's above this, so this flame's light should be illuminating this hump right here, and it's not. Right here should have some kind of illumination, and it doesn't. So what kind of ray tracing are you fucking talking about? This is bullshit. This is 100% complete bullshit. So you're telling me that the light is just reflecting here on this door. It barely looks like it's touching this if it is, but right here should have the most illumination, and it's not. None of this is illuminated. This is shadow. This flame should be casting some kind of light here, but it's casting nothing. LOL.
Become gradual. Okay, so let's review that.
This dude's a psycho. There's something wrong with this dude.
Okay, so alright, so notice the light here, of course.
That's your sun. That's just your game's lighting.
Daylight. There's still daylight as seen on the light on the horse.
And your light, it doesn't even look like the light from this flame is Yo, listen up. We're going to go into some serious detail here. If this flame is underneath this horse, why the fuck is there a shadow underneath this horse? What kind of ray tracing is that? There should be no shadows underneath this horse because there's light casting from the fucking flame up above the horse. This flame is this flame is not far enough for its light to not be able to reach here. There should be no fucking shadows here. There should be another form of light, and there should be a shadow casted here with a flame directly underneath the statue. What is going on? This guy is the biggest liar ever. This is not ray tracing. This is a ray trace shader, meaning they're making the game look as close to ray tracing as possible. This is not ray tracing. Again, the lighting changed, but yet he changed the time of day so the sun's light's casted in a different angle, but this shadow still remains. Look. There's more shadow, actually. How is there more shadow with a flame underneath the fucking horse? That's ray tracing?
Okay, so that's that.
That was a load of horse
ray
shit.
tracing based on the
That was ray tracing.
distance of the light source.
This made my nuts
objects
itchy.
And its intensity. Now let's go to another video of mine.
See? Now look. Now there's light casted underneath it. What kind?
Here, more or less, it's more or less in the same place.
More or less. Now look, how come the lighting's different? You're not that much further away or in front of this light that you've been showing in your last part. And there's no light reaching your character, but there was light reaching your character before. So this is ray tracing? Your lights are very inconsistent. There's no light reaching this character, but there was light before. And now that it's nighttime, you should really be able to see light reflecting off of this character. But it's not even reaching your character. Fake light, fake ray tracing.
I just wanted to show how the light changes according to how the light is rendered in the dark.
It's not. It doesn't look like it's fucking rendering at all. This isn't ray tracing. This is just a light source. This is just a fake flame with a light casted above it. And if I have to, I can show how that works in another game called Wildlife, where you can mess with the lighting. This is bullshit.
Greetings. Greetings,
Okay, notice while the flame is billowing, moving, it creates appropriate changes in the shade on the horse statue.
Why wasn't it showing this appropriate before? This isn't. That's. Dude, this is not ray tracing. This is just a light effect that's just dimming and getting brighter, dimming and getting brighter on a timer. This is not because of the flame. That's a fake flame with a light source placed underneath it, and it's just getting brighter and then darker, and then brighter and then darker, and it's all timed. It's doing it in the exact same time. It's not flickering like the flame is. How the flame's flickering, your light should be flickering. It's not. It's just getting brighter and then darker, and then brighter and then darker. That's not how light works for flames, bud.
Okay, let's review that again. See that one more time. The billowing.
So why is it the light intensity is changing? The light intensity is getting brighter, but the flame's intensity, there's no flame intensity. The intensity of the flame is not changing at all. But somehow the light intensity is changing? That's not ray tracing, bud.
On the horse statue. That
It's getting brighter
is
and darker,
also
but the
part
intensity of the
and
flame isn't
parcel
changing at all.
of proper ray tracing. Okay, so
why is this guy so desperate? Like, none of this is all horse shit.
let's now go to this video where
During your time in Skyrim, you're gonna have to make
Dear
a lot
Jesus,
of difficult
what the
choices.
hell
But
is that?
sometimes a choice will come along.
freaking ads. Annoying.
That's not
Alright,
right.
so as I mentioned, ray tracing is also tracing the light rays, the path of the light, according to the viewer's
This is fake God rays. This is fake God rays. These aren't real God rays. You're standing in front of fucking God rays and there's a shadow in front of you. You have God rays coming from the window and you have shadows here. You should be illuminated.
perspective. Okay, so here we will see how light comes through the grills of the windows.
And why? So you've got light coming through here, and somehow it's coming through the grills of the window, and you have the shadows, but you have the light and then the shadows of the grills through the window, but right here isn't illuminated. But you're standing directly in front of God
and
rays.
render shadows on the floor.
Whoa! Why is your light flickering like that? Watch the light. Oh! What's going on? That's ray tracing? That light flicker is ray trace? Look. Ooh. Do you see that again? Let's see it one more
so
time.
as you can see,
Look. Light flickering. That's ray tracing. Light flickering. It's flickering off of their back. That's ray tracing? Come on, man. Oh, come on. One more time. Look. Let's see if I can catch it. Light. Oh, light flickering. He moves the camera. Oh, the light's gone. What's going on?
okay, so mist is also rendered here. Okay, so as you can see, light is traced and the shadows are
Light is not traced. It's just being casted. This is not. You're making stuff up, man.
rendered in a physically believable way.
This was not believable. Oh, we got some more light flickering. Look at that. That's ray tracing. Light flickering like that. Let's see it again. Light flicker. Oh, ray tracing. That's ray tracing, guys. Look. Oh, all of a sudden light just appears out of nowhere. That should have been there already. Look. Oh.
Okay, now the troll here actually said that why are all your textures and lighting This is supposed to be lighting. Again, third grade spelling from this man-child. Why are all your texts?
I'm the man child, but this is like the 8th video you've made of me. I haven't made any videos of you because I don't give a shit about you. And you're taking all this time to make videos about me. And I don't know what you're trying to prove to who, because who gives a fuck other than me just watching this to react because it's free content and it's fucking funny, because you're contradicting yourself and all of this bullshit about your ray tracing and your lights flickering all over the fucking place. Shadows aren't casting where they aren't supposed to be. There's shadows where they're not supposed to be. Who are you making this for?
Textures and lighting so bland and yellow. Your excuse last time I asked that was because you were outside and because of the sun. But now you're inside and looks like it's outside, bland yellow. There's nothing ultra about this video. So here is the troll trying to make his case.
This is.
So let's take a look at the light sources here in this video.
Oh, he's even going back to it.
One is from the outside and traces the light, and the light is straight so that shadows are rendered on the floor through the grills, and also the lighting coming from the inside, which come from the candles.
So where's that extra light coming from? Where is this extra light coming from? If you just went there and there's no light there,
which come from
explain to me where this extra light's coming from. Look, bling.
And one thing of course would be the daylight coming from above.
But you didn't mention that there was no daylight coming from above until now.
Would be the daylight coming from above. If you have been to the temple of Kinnereth, you'll notice that there is daylight coming from
it's fake projected light.
So multiple light sources are rendered here. As you can see, the shadow of the character is here. Alright, so the light, as you can see, the ceiling Kinnereth would be the from the candles. And one thing of ceiling. Okay, so multiple light sources are rendered here. As you can see, the shadow of the character is here. Alright, so the light coming from the windows is rendered here. Another light source is rendered here. And from a stronger illumination source, we have
we're both fucking idiots,
light.
man. This is the dumbest shit ever, and I'm sitting here watching it.
So there is no flickering. There is no flickering.
Yes, there is. There's no flickering
coming from the inside.
There's no flickering. There's no flickering, he said.
The candles.
Okay, you heard him just say there's no flickering. Flicker.
And one thing of which come from the
again.
Candles.
Flicker.
And one thing which
one more time.
From the candles.
Flicker.
And one thing of
where did that light come from? Flickering.
Flickering.
How
Okay,
did he
so
not
this
see
is the
that?
light source of that particular cell.
This is just light being casted in front of it. It's artificial light. There's just candles here, and then there's one big light source that's just beaming again. I'm going to show you guys examples of this when this is over with.
So only this part, and only this part, this cell here is illuminated by candlelight. So
It's
that's
not
why
candlelight,
it
it's
has
fake light.
the space there is yellow, has a yellow color, yellowish color. Here it's not yellow, the color is different.
So now the light's gone. Okay, look how, where's his shadow at? He was just talking about, notice my shadow, multiple light sources. So why isn't your shadow here anymore? And where did the light go that was here? Because you're still in the same position. Look. There's your shadow there. You didn't move position, so why did this light diagonal from here up, why did this light just randomly disappear and your shadow's no longer there? But there's no flickering and there's no issues. So look, he's in the same position. There's light there.
Yellowish color. Here it's not yellow.
Now his shadow is gone, and that light that was right here, that was being casted here, that took up some of the water and over here, now that light's gone. So this is ray tracing, bud. Where did your shadow disappear to? Where did this light that was being casted here disappear to?
Color is different.
Oh, light flicker. Look, flicker, flicker. Flicker, flicker.
As you can see, there is also candle light near the walls of
Oh,
every
Lord.
near the walls at
Why
the
am I
walls
entertaining this
of
stupid bullshit?
certain
Flicker,
spaces.
flicker.
Alright, so notice how the color, how the lighting affects the color of the background.
These candles aren't projecting any light, and there's just one light source that's being beamed against the wall at a different color. That's how that works, and I'll show you guys how that works after this is over. Because I'll create my own light sources and everything just to show off those examples. Oh God, what a joke.
Okay, now notice that there are flames, there's candlelight here, okay, there are braziers here, okay, and so the machine will also register the light sources, and there
This is registering the light source of the sun, of your main source of light, the game's lighting. Those fucking two torches aren't reflecting off. This is just your game's lighting.
reflections will be seen on the armor. So that is something that Dr. Chow didn't catch.
What am I supposed to catch?
So notice the face a little bit yellow because of the
Because your game's
flames
natural
with the
lighting
braziers.
is yellow. This dude is weird, man. This dude is weird. This dude has spent way too much time by himself.
Okay, so that's that. Now, similar to the windows here, similar to the light being traced through window
But somehow the guide rays are showing, but there's a shadow casted along your front to the right side of you.
grills would be this example here. Daylight or light from the from outside the dungeon comes.
It's not light from outside the dungeon. It's just a light source that they like a spotlight is all it is a light placed with light beaming down. It's not daylight. It's just
from
artificial. It's
above,
just light.
is from the ceiling, and the only light source here would be this, presumably from another brazier. So there are only two light sources, this one and that one.
Fuck, we're not even
And
halfway through
a
this
decent
bullshit.
dungeon will, a decent
Good
immersive dungeon will only present you lighting from legitimate and existing light sources. Okay, so this is the light coming from above with appropriate mist, the or dust. Of course, I'm using ENB light, so whatever magic I have on my hands, its light would be reflected on the armor.
That doesn't make it ray tracing.
Take a look at the quality of that. That is pure 4K. That's 4K resolution.
Just because you're recording at 4K, or even if you're playing at 4K resolution, if you're using 1K textures, that does fuck off for you. My game is recorded in 2K resolution, and my game looks bounds better than yours. Way better than yours. Because I'm using 4K textures. You're not fucking using 4K textures. You're just recording and possibly maybe playing at 4K resolution. Even if, just because you're playing at 4K resolution doesn't mean it can make your game look better than somebody else's. Minecraft can be played at 4K resolution, but it doesn't look better than my Skyrim. Come on, bud. Do you know what the fuck you're talking about?
My friends, 4K.
That
Compare
doesn't mean
that
shit.
with Dr. Chow Gaming.
Now this is at 2K and this looks way better than his shit.
Maximum of 2K resolution.
And my game looks way better than yours. My textures look better than yours. My character model looks better than yours. My character details look better than yours.
So let's go back to our game.
Never switch to my game immediately after showing yours. You're just making yourself look bad. Look at your character's skin textures. Where is your character's skin textures? I can't even see them. It just looks like plain. You look like fucking Bristol board. There's like, look how dull everything looks compared to what you just shown on my game. You can see my character's skin is wet. You can see light reflecting off of certain parts of the body. Like, this is a joke.
Okay then, so
this is one big joke.
So the light source here illuminates that small portion of that area here, and the light from above illuminates that. Okay, so as you can see, somehow my eyes are illuminated either because of the gemstones.
Fuck off. You're using the face light mod. Get the shit out of here. You're using face light. It's a mod that casts light directly in front of the face, like an inch in front of your face, so you can see better gear. It makes your character's face look better. You're using face light. Shut the fuck up.
On her head, or because of the brightness of the magic.
If it was from the brightness of the magic and your magic spell is green, wouldn't that be green light reflected above your face?
In her hand.
And if the light's being casted from directly above, your crown's going a bit over your eyes, so there shouldn't even be any light being shined on your face. It looks like there's two fucking flashlights right in front of your eyes.
Okay, so everything is illuminated front and back with no flickering. No flickering. Okay. You will see later.
And the funny thing about this is he's going to watch this video. He pretends that he doesn't, but he's going to watch this and he's going to ignore all this and pretend that it never happened. So he'll make another video and pretend that he's never seen any of this, or I've proved any of his points wrong.
Later, how in Dr. Chow's video,
look how the light is going through the rain.
As you can see here. Flicker.
Yeah.
Flicker.
Uh-huh.
One more time. Flicker. Alright, so that doesn't happen in my light tracing from the candle.
So you just heard him say that his light doesn't flicker. 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 One more time. His light doesn't flicker though. Flicker. There's his light flickering. What a dumbass, man.
Alright, so that doesn't happen in my light tracing.
Just prove that it does. Multiple times it's happened in your video. LOL.
Okay, notice how there are the gradation of light, grades of light, the gradients are pillars.
We gotta start skipping past some of this, because some of this is just, a lot of it's bullshit now, and I've already proven that.
The ray tracing video was only made 11 months ago. Notice the gap between the two productions, two outputs. There are at least 2 years that separate them, and you will notice how Dr. Chow's ray tracing is so behind the curve.
Oh, I don't even, I'm just...
a more extensive use of ray tracing. This time in Whiterun as well. Here you will see all of the effects being implemented here in this video. Ray tracing, wind effects, smoke effects, mist or fog effects, dust effects. The works, in short. Okay, so there are wind effects which will move the leaves, and the light must be rendered in a way that will capture the movement of the leaves as shadows are created on the ground.
It doesn't mean it's ray tracing. Just because your leaves, you get the light casting through the leaves of the trees, doesn't make it fucking ray
Lovely
tracing.
Stuff.
Why are tree
Let's
leaves
see that
even
again.
moving like that?
This is the pinnacle of ray tracing.
This is the pinnacle of ray tracing? God damn, I'm sorry whoever created the technology of ray tracing. That's an insult.
Okay, so there are wind effects, smoke. Of course, the ray tracing also operates on that.
It's not ray tracing. That's just light casting against a surface. That doesn't make it ray tracing, dude.
Brazier. Movement of the leaves there and how they're.
Why the fuck are the tree leaves moving
Alright,
like
perhaps
that?
the best example of how ray tracing works. Alright, just like the video, this as opposed to that one Dr. Chow Gaming posted. This is ray tracing basically 3 years ago.
No, it's not.
Alright, so
I don't even think there was ray tracing made for Skyrim in three years ago.
now heads up, the sun is coming from that direction.
This isn't ray tracing. It's only simulated. His game is still using raster computations for light. It's not real ray tracing.
There are two light sources. That comes from the brazier here. But the illumination comes from the brazier here. The illumination comes from the.
So then why isn't this flame's light touching this surface right here? Why? Explain to me why there's no light from this flame touching this surface.
Brazier here. Okay, so
he just showed that at another angle. The flame's light is not, it's reaching him, but it's not reaching here.
Okay, so
I'm speeding through this bullshit, man. I'm only looking forward to seeing if he's got anything to say about my shit right now, because he's just talked so much bullshit about his own stuff.
Seen on this character.
That none of this just fucking makes any sense.
Structure are rendered.
Come on, have something interesting to say or we're getting the fuck out of here, because this is all just dumb. Why are your tree leaves moving that fast? What's going on? It looks like your tree leaves are like traveling through time faster. What the fuck? That looks weird, bro. It looks like your trees are being fast forwarded while everyone else is moving at normal speed.
Strange. That only got 2 likes. I wonder why.
Because people know that it's shit.
Now this is the final example. That only got. Strange.
This video was 3 years ago and only got 2 likes. That just shows you that this is just dumb. It looks awful and everybody knows it.
That only got 2 likes. I wonder why.
Why is that strange? Nobody
Now
likes
this
your
is the final
bullshit.
example of ray tracing. I have mentioned that ray tracing
Dude, you're not allowed to say ray tracing no more. You're banned from using ray tracing as a word.
should be able to account for light in 3D space, in a three-dimensional space, and should...
Hold on. What's casting light behind his back? Where is this light coming from? What kind of ray tracing is this? Where's this light source coming from behind his back where his arms are?
So this is more or less...
And now there's no light there. Hold on, is he in the same room? Yeah, because there's the table edge. There's the table edge. And if we go backwards, there's the table edge. But there's light. Where's this random light coming from if this is ray tracing? What's illuminating the sides of your arms right here? Because when we go and look in the other side, now the light's in front of your arms here and it's gone here. What kind of ray tracing is this? This is janky and dumb as shit. And he's going to try and point out the stuff in my game when your game looks like... Your game is more of a big contradiction than mine is.
An ill-lit room in the Dragonborn Museum.
So it's an unlit room in the Dragonborn Museum, but somehow you've got something lit behind your arms. Where's this light coming from, bud?
So let's the lit portion. Since you have, of course, since you have sources.
What was that light flickering?
Of course, since
Look,
you
look.
have
What is
sources.
that?
Of
Flicker,
course,
flicker,
since
flicker,
you
flicker.
have sources.
Let's see that again.
Of course,
Flicker, flicker,
since
flicker,
you
flicker.
have...
Get the... Dude, when you watch this, stop making videos about me, because you're just making yourself look so fucking stupid. Cut this bullshit out.
Of course, since the character doesn't have light in front of her.
No,
or
she
since
just has
you
light
have-
behind her. Where is this light flickering behind you?
Of course,
Flicker,
since
flicker,
you
flicker.
have, of course, since the character doesn't have light in front of her, there is no need to illuminate. There is no reason to illuminate this frontal. No.
So if there's
Of course,
no need for that
it's
illumination,
daylight
then
coming
why is
from
there some
above. So
illumination
these
behind your
are
arms here?
The light sources. Of course,
Why is there light here if there's no need for it? What's going on here? Where is this light coming from?
since you have, this should...
Look, oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's father. The light source lighting is based on that.
Oh, that's
Okay,
enough for
now-
this segment. You just fucking
The rendering of the light.
proved yourself wrong. I just
Frontal-
proved you wrong on all this bullshit. This is so dumb.
It is a
I'm not interested in hearing any more about this segment here.
of the self is to Dr. Chow's own ray tracing. LOL. Okay, let's start from the beginning, of course. So you will know the long and short of his quote-unquote ray tracing. Okay, so first thing you have to ask yourself is, where are the light sources? Where are the light sources? And what accounts for the glary smudging of the light on this armor?
I'm gonna show you, because this is where you make yourself look dumb. You don't know what mods people are using in their games, so I'm gonna show you where this light, because there's literally a light being casted in front of my character that I placed, and I used a mod for that. So this is the mod I'm using called Custom Light. It allows you to place lights anywheres you want. You can make a light move in front of you. You can make it move around you. You can make it go above you and cast light down. You can make it point angles at you. See? Light preset, adjust light positioning for NPC, or your axis left, axis forward, backwards, axis up and down, so you can make the light go up. You can make the light go forward and back. You can make the light tilt. So that's where that light's coming from. I'm using this mod because I didn't want my character standing 3 feet in front of one of these lamps here, because if I'm trying to pan the camera around as I spin it, once my camera gets to a wall, it's going to change my camera. My camera's going to zoom in or out of focus of where I want it to go. So I casted a light in front of me to project down in front of my character so I can show how the light's reflecting off of my character.
This is so unnatural. What is
Yes,
this?
it's unnatural. I'm using a fucking mod to cast light in front of me.
This doesn't happen
I can toggle that light on and off with a button.
in real life.
This is not
Okay,
real
so
life.
let's
It's
now
Skyrim. It's a video
see-
game.
First of all, let's see where the light sources are. Now we know that there are lights on at the back of this character.
This guy's just one big fucking
Another
idiot.
light source there. So 2
Oh,
light
Lord.
sources. 3 light sources. 3 or 4. Okay, but then when the camera is panned, the illumination here becomes absent.
Obviously, because the light mod that I'm using is conflicting with the game's light. It's a bug. That's going to happen. I'm mixing a bunch of different lights together with a modded light.
Suddenly becomes dark, and you will see glare on.
Because that's still reflecting from the light that's in front of my character. This is still part of the light that's facing me, and that was always there. See? That light is still reflecting off of the light that I have cast in front of my character. So it's still staying true to where that light's being reflected from.
Suddenly becomes dark, coming from. Okay, this implies that light is coming from the side.
No, it's the light coming from the front that's hitting off the angle of the armor, because the armor's got like a triangle shape to it.
So this is the irony here. Can you see the jankiness of Dr. Chow Gaming's ray tracing? There are no light sources in front.
Yes, there is a light source. There is a light being casted in front of me with a mod. This is the thing. You don't know what mods I'm using, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Of the character, where the glare on the armor had been produced, and ironically, the direction of the light sources at the back from which illumination should have come from, does not light this portion.
Because I don't have a light
So
behind
this
my character.
is 101% jankiness. Okay, jankiness comes in again.
And mind you, this is in 2K resolution versus his 4K, and this looks so much better. This looks way better. My textures look better. My character model itself. Not even talking about my character's voluptuous shape, but just the facial details itself. How there's actual
All right,
light
so
showing skin texture.
where are the light sources? No light source here.
It's a mod. Yes, that's exactly where the light source
So
is.
ask yourself, what explains the glare, the smudgy, janky, unrealistic glare of the light on this armor? Where
mod that I'm using.
does that come from?
The mod that I'm using. But you don't know that.
Knowing that the only light sources come from the back. Okay, so that's that.
Yes.
Gaming his gameplay. So you don't like this on armor, and it's not even raining. Okay, so notice this light source. Presumably, when this character comes across or gets near this brazier, this part would be illuminated, but it doesn't.
I'm not near
No
it.
light is
I'm
rendered
not,
here in
I'm
this
not
place.
near the light.
Jankiness. Light is rendered here.
See? Look how close. Look how close my character has to be to the light being produced by a fucking candle. How bright do you think a fucking candle is going to be? Look how close I have to be in order for that light to touch me. I'm nowhere near that torch. I'm nowhere near that. Look at the light radius of that torch. The light radius of those are candles. Look at the light radius of those candles. The light of that candle is probably only going 2 feet. That's the radius of a candle light. A flame as big as my fucking pinky finger, and that's the... Dude, you have no common sense. Those are candles. They're not fucking spotlights. They're not big flames. They're not big torches. Those are candle lights. They've only got about a foot, maybe 2 feet radius of light that they can reach to. You turn your lights off and turn a tea light on and tell me how wide that light's going to go. I'm nowhere near close enough for that light to illuminate me.
Would be illuminated here. Light is rendered here.
Dude, you are so stupid. You are so dumb, man. I'm sorry.
Alright, so...
Look at all those shadows. Look at all those shadows. But he won't talk about all the shadows coming through the light of the trees and the buildings and stuff. Look. See, now he's just, you see what he's doing here? So he's skipping through about 4 or 5 minutes of video, and he's just trying to find 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds of something not working perfectly in a game with 2,100 fucking mods. Like, that's how stupid this guy is, that he thinks that at all times, even vanilla Skyrim, unmodded, has its issues. Nothing runs perfect on vanilla Skyrim at all times. And you're talking about a game build that's got like 2,100 goddamn mods in it, and he's looking for 1 or 2 seconds out of 5 minutes for 1 second of screw up. That's how desperate this guy is for something. He's literally skipping through like 5 minutes of video. You see all that light? Look at the reflections, the shadows from lights being casted from my character. Well, he's just looking to find something.
Again, light source here. There should be...
Why should there... If there's a light source right here and it's a candle with probably like a 2-foot light radius, 2-foot area of lighting, why would it light behind me?
Light traced here. No light is traced.
Yes, there is. Right there on my arm. Now look, I'm about 2 feet from this candle before this light starts to disappear. So that I'd give it about 3 feet. 3 foot light radius. I'm nowhere near 3 feet in between here. And it looks like there's a bush or something in the way of that as well.
Again, light source here. There should be light traced here.
How can someone
light is traced.
How can someone be this stupid? Seriously, man.
Dr. Chow Gaming is that his torch doesn't go out even in the rain.
Oh my God.
Doesn't go.
Dude, there are torches. There's literally techniques. Look up on YouTube.
Go out.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it myself.
Spiraling around each other.
You can make waterproof torches, rainproof torches.
Take another small bundle of grass and splice it in. A nice piece of grass rope. Now you need to locate a pine tree with a good injury on it, like this one, with a lot of sap oozing out of it. Now I'm going to need a stick, and this one will do. I take my grass rope, tie it around this stick, like so. Alright, so I have a flat rock heated up, my pine sap on top of the rock. I'm only melting it just a little bit, just enough to get it into the grass fibers. And then we're going to light this thing up. So that's how you make an all-natural wind and rain-proof torch.
And that will last in the rain. It can rain on it and that won't go out. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Now he's trying to get into small shit.
in the rain. Where is the glare of the armor here when there is no light source? Where is the glare of the armor here when there is no light source?
Where is the glare of the armor with no light source? What? You're asking why there's no glare from light with no light source? What? That makes no sense. Of course there's not going to be no glare of light when there's no light source.
There is no light source that would produce it. See? No source that would produce it.
I'm pretty sure there's light coming from over here, is there not? And maybe it's...
Where is the glare of the armor here
This
when
guy
there
is
is no
weird,
light
man.
source? There is no light source that would produce it. See? No light source.
It's the light from the rain bouncing, like the torch is lighting up the rain, and it's bouncing off of some of the rain onto my arm, I'm assuming.
That would produce
It's a game, but I couldn't tell you. Look how the light's reflecting off of the rain, though, from my torch.
and in this area on the right here, the torch. As she walks, the ground is barely illuminated by the torch, and
It's
you
not a
can't see
bright
the
torch.
differences
How can
in
you
the
tell how
gradients,
bright the
light
torch
gradients.
is?
Here, torch is.
You can't tell how bright the torch is. Oh my lord! And there's literally different brightness torches in Skyrim, like literally.
A torch. It illuminates a large space, a large area, not a proper. Realistically speaking, this is not a proper torch. It illuminates a large space, a large
Dude,
area.
it is a video game.
Okay, so an intense illumination on this statue. Where is the light source? It's already well lit from the get-go. Why is that? Why is that statue? This statue is farther away from that bonfire than this.
It's just
is.
a bright white statue.
So unrealistic. It's a smudgy glare on armor. Glare on armor.
Oh my god! Come on, let's get this over with. This is just.
So he didn't even care of his videos because it will reveal his janky road. Note Notice that Dr. Chow doesn't do a 360, doesn't do
Notice how the light from that dragon's soul leaving its body is illuminating all the rain around it.
360-degree panning of his videos because it will reveal his janky
I do 360 pans all the time in free cam. What are you talking about?
ray tracing. So he didn't even care to show us if the light emitted by that fiery dragon actually has an effect.
I wasn't worried about that specific. This is another thing that he fucking does. He comes up with specific scenarios for himself and expects me to already have done it in the video. Like he could come up with anything. Oh, you didn't show that light shining behind that building that was on the left of something. Like he'll come up with a specific scenario that's that I can't do anything about it. I already made the video.
On side. Cares about is her torch. Okay, notice the glare here. Ask yourself what kind of light source would produce this kind of glare on that gate.
Dude, there is a fucking torch 2 feet away from that door. What?
Okay.
And look how it got smaller and more intense the closer the torch got to it. And it's at the same height level as the torch. It's coming from the torch.
Notice the glare.
And you can see it moving with the door.
On that gate.
I had enough of this video, man.
Somehow.
This is just the dumb. Skip all this, man. None of this is making.
Over there. The lens of this sunglasses, of course. That's that from my. Notice how the lens of this.
So first of all, modern day sunglasses in Middle Age times, really? You want to go put all this attention to detail and lore, and you're wearing fucking sunglasses with a label on it, look like fucking Ray-Bans. I can't deal with this dude, man. I can't deal with this dude.
Physical objects.
I don't even want to hear none of this bullshit. Look how bland and stupid this looks.
Well, you can see here how Dr. Chow has styled himself to be an ultra-modder.
This isn't even my build. Novus. I'm trying out the Novus build. This isn't mine.
Okay.
This is mine. This is my build.
Ever since he self
Oh, Lord. Let's just wrap this video up. This is taking way too long.
In this ray tracing video I showed you a while ago, here, he said that someone asked him, got to know the specs of your PC, and he said 4090 GPU i999K CPU with 128 gigs of RAM and a 4 TB SSD hard drive. LOL. Deceptively uses ultra-modded and next-gen. How that of janky impending battle. LOL. Let's go to this example here where his impending battle, his game crashes while it is saving. LOL.
What time is it here? I don't think I can see the time in here. Shoot. I want to make sure I get like a good nice visual for when all the dragons leave from the mountain top. Uh-oh, I think we're gonna crash, guys. No! We did. Uh-oh. And again, this is the Novus mod pack. This isn't mine. So I don't know what he's trying to get. Crash, guys. No! We did. No! Okay, I think we're gonna crash, guys. No! We did.
Alright, so this video actually documents all the glitchy, janky, and crashy parts of his ultra modded and next gen.
This isn't my this isn't when all all the videos where I say next gen and ultra modded, it's my own. I'm not. This is Novus. You can see right here, it doesn't say ultra modded or Skyrim next gen for my video title. It's Novus Skyrim 2,000 mods, final part of main quest. I did not name this ultra modded, and I did not name this next gen because this isn't my ultra modded or next gen build. This is the Novus mod pack.
Game. Now this video of mine actually summarizes all the ultra modding fails of the troll doc.
And all these ultra modded fails, he's 90% of it is him showing my Novus modless playthrough, which isn't the build that I call ultra modded or Skyrim next gen. So it like he wasted literally like 2 fucking hours of his time making that video.
Included.
Oh my god, it's over. Okay, so like I said, he contradicted himself so much. His game doesn't flicker, but the lights were fucking flickering. Lights weren't showing where they were supposed to in his game. Shadows were casting where shadows weren't supposed to. Lights weren't showing where they were supposed to if it's ray tracing. Like, this was just one big fucking stupid video. I don't know why he went to the trouble of making it. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of these candle-like castings he was talking about on his wall and how his artificial light works in this game. So let's get past all these people. So let's go for here, for example. Let's use this back wall here. So we're going to go into editor mode, and we're going to go to light sources. I'm going to set up a candle here. Let's set up a few candles for an example. So we've got candles with some decently realistic light casting here. They're candles. They're not going to be too bright. So when he's talking about, oh, the candles, see how they light up this part of the wall? This is all that's been done. This is all that the mod author's done. So they've gotten a light source like this. They brought a light source out. And bam. Now it looks like those candles are casting more light than they should be because they've created a small thing here with an artificial light source. Now if I want to, I can increase the intensity. So now I can say all the candles are that bright and they're making that much light. Or if I want, I can make it so it looks like they're casting more light by creating artificial light or just making fixed light sources. So notice how my candles are lighting just that part of the wall. So that's basically all his game is just artificial lights and lights being casted. And this game isn't ray tracing, but check this out. This game doesn't have ray tracing. But look how the light, look at the shadows. Look at how light reflects off of the surface. Look how the light moves across in real time. Look at the shadow of that. Look at the shadow. Look at the light casting. This game isn't ray tracing, but it's doing the exact same thing he was mentioning in his game. Look how it's illuminating areas depending on its light angle and the sun's direction. Look at the trees. Look at the tree shadows. Look how the light goes through the trees. This is all bullshit. He's using a ray tracing shader, which is not ray tracing. Everything about his video was fucking fake and bullshit. And again, my light's doing everything that he mentioned in his, and this game doesn't have ray tracing. Look at the plant. Look at the shadow. Look how the shadow's moving to the plant. I'm gonna say this to your face, Psijic assassin. You are full of shit.